That's how y'all doing today. We're gonna do a video on Dot Mike is mansplaining real. Let's see the mess we're gonna get into today, guys.
Do you think mansplaining is a real thing?
Mansplaining?
Man what?
Planning?
Like explaining manhood? Or manscaping? Or what is that?
Oh, you're talking about men wanting or liking to explain everything like
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I have a feeling this video's not gonna have any intelligence whatsoever, and it's gonna be really, really biased. Let's continue.
I knew what mansplaining was, and I was pretty certain they knew it too. I just had to get them talking long enough to prove it.
I wouldn't talk to you if you came up to me on the street like that. I wouldn't even speak to you. I'd be like, no, get that mic out of my face. Go away. Please go away.
Do you ever interrupt people when they're trying to tell an anecdote or something like that?
First of all, what is with the hipster music? It's so really, really cringy. It's like BuzzFeed cringy hipster music that they used to put on. Oh boy. Second of all, yes, I will interrupt them if they make an anecdote. Because anecdotes are not evidence if you're using in an argument right here. So I will interrupt you if you're using an anecdote, because anecdotal evidence is not plausible in an argument.
Not at all.
You never interrupt people?
No. I don't do that myself, so I haven't seen that in my workplace at all.
Oh.
So.
Well, I don't ever do that. I've learned to keep quiet, so my opinions stay here.
At the end of my like, yes, feed my feminist narrative. Feed it. Keep your opinions to yourself. Feed it! Keep your opinions to yourself. You shall not mansplain again! But in all seriousness, this guy looks like a moron and looks like he would feed her narrative. Seriously, you would. Oh man, you really shouldn't keep your opinions to yourself. If you have an opinion that you want to state, no matter how somebody would think of it, go ahead and state it. No matter what. Go ahead and do it. Man or woman, go ahead and state it. I don't care, to be honest with you. If it's wrong, we'll challenge it. But if it's right, we'll say, hey, yeah, I agree with you on that certain thing and make it look differently at it.
And don't reach this part.
I've given up, so I'm just along for the ride nowadays.
Now, it
I used
doesn't...
to drive the bus, but now I'm just a passenger.
Okay, he wouldn't let her speak, but I felt that the tiny woman was trying to communicate with me.
That's a child. They can't even form words or sentences yet, my dear. Oh my lord, you can't be this brainless. You really, really can't. Oh my god. Oh, for real, man. You really, really can't be this stupid. Oh boy. I have a feeling this is a 10 on the cringeometer here. Really a 10 on the cringeometer. I'll have that up there. It's a 10 on the cringeometer.
So I followed her wordless directions and started talking to women. Have you ever been interrupted by a guy?
All the time.
Where do you get interrupted the most? Like at work or when you're in conversation with friends?
Just framing the questions. You know, men and women get interrupted by both. It's not just one gender thing. Both get interrupted by both of them. You really can't be this wise, can you? Oh my lord. Anybody can interrupt anybody, no matter the gender, my dear. It doesn't take a person with a bachelor's degree to figure this out. It really doesn't. You have the intelligence of a hamster running on a wheel. Oh boy.
By my husband mostly. He can't help it. I think it's stronger than his will.
In my family, most of the time, my dad maybe interrupts me and says, no, this is not right.
But you talk to your husband like he's an intelligent human being for once. Please do that. Second, my dear, your dad's telling you this because he's your dad. All parents do that, regardless, man or woman, they will tell you. Mom or dads will tell you that. Because he's telling you this because he's your dad. Not because he's a man. And he wants to mansplain to you because he's your dad and he loves you very much. That's the reason he's doing it.
And I'm like, it is. This is like a man thing you have in your head.
Like I said, it's because he's your dad and he wants to look out for you and protect you. That's the reason he's doing it. It's not because he has something in his head. It's because he's your dad, okay? Come on. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
Made me wonder, what was this man thing inside their heads? I wanted to crack one open like an egg.
No man thing inside our heads. If you were to crack open our heads or like an egg, all you do is find a brain like everybody else, man or woman. You would find a brain. It's all the same. But if they were to crack open your head like an egg, they would find nothing but a hamster running on a wheel. We don't have a man thing just running in our heads. We have a brain that forms opinions. Everybody is different, my dear. Everybody is different. Do you not know that? Man or woman, everybody is different. Please tell me you know this. Please tell me you know this. By the looks of it, no. You work in a dot, Mike, so by the looks of it, you really don't know the difference at all, do you?
But my producer, who is a man, told me no.
He's a good producer, because that would have been a terrible idea. Good for him telling you no.
I think that sometimes when a man just knows he's right, he's right.
I mean, maybe sometimes women talk for too long. That's it.
Talk for too long?
Yes. Finally, somebody hits the nail on the head. Finally, someone hits the nail on the head. Good job, man. Good job.
I mean, we can kind of explain the same thing, but twice as fast.
I don't necessarily think men interrupt women, but I think sometimes in conversation you have to interrupt certain people.
Exactly, yeah. We can explain things just twice as fast, but any human being alive can explain things just twice as fast. Yeah. But men have a tendency to explain things a little bit faster. Second, yes, you can interrupt any human being, yeah, no matter what. If they are saying something wrong, like in a meeting or work or something like that, you gotta tell them you're doing this wrong. Because if you don't tell them and you're the manager in charge of them, you're the one that's gonna be fired, not them. They're gonna keep their jobs. You're the one that's gonna be fired for not telling them, hey, you're doing this wrong. So sometimes you had to interrupt them just to let them know how you're doing things.
I think it depends on the type of man you are. I've never really felt that men interrupt women. I actually feel women interrupt men.
Had he given her his man thing?
On the head. Women interrupt men a lot more. She nailed it right on the head. But this person that works in Don Mike, whoever she is, says, oh no, she doesn't have an opinion of her own. The man gave it to her. No, she has an opinion of her own. Just because she said, oh, women interrupt men a lot more. Come on! The lady nailed it right on the head. Good job for you, lady, for having some intelligence. And I like this airhead that's over here on the other side holding a microphone. Good job for you. She has her own opinions, my dear. And she says women interrupt men more. It's a fact. Come on. You can't accept that fact, can you?
So he never interrupts you?
No, I really don't.
Suddenly, the little woman's message became so clear to me. Men don't know when they're talking.
Kind of intelligent life anywhere.
I do see myself interrupting at times. I don't do it on purpose. It just happens.
If you know that you're being a misogynistic person, then you can at least know how to change it. But if you don't realize that what you are doing is naive, demeaning to people, then you're not gonna know how to fix it.
State this one thing clear. You are not being misogynistic by telling a person what to do. If you was a lady co-worker and you were the manager, a guy, and she is doing something wrong on the job and you were put in charge of her and you are the manager, and you don't tell her, hey, you're doing this wrong, like I said, you're the one that's going to be fired. She's going to keep her job. You're going to be fired as the manager. They're going to replace you. You got to tell the person what to do sometimes. You really do. You can't be afraid of that. You really, really can't. You can't be afraid of what these feminists or third wave feminists are going to say. You got to do that, man. Because it's your job on the line. It's your butt on the line sometimes in a job. And you're put in charge. And if you don't tell them, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're out the door. So you really, really got to do that.
The bigger problem is that men don't realize that they're mansplaining when they do mansplain.
So what do you think is going to happen to me when I go home with him now?
He'll correct you and tell you actually how he doesn't interrupt you.
There's no such thing as mansplaining. It's a made-up word that feminists use to shut down opposing viewpoints. Second of all, lady, If you cannot simply talk to your husband like an intelligent human being, I guarantee you, your marriage won't last any longer. It won't. Talk to your husband like he's an intelligent human being, and he'll have no reason to interrupt you at all. For real. Respect goes a long way. It really does.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
I was scared for her. I hope she's okay.
It's not like her husband's doing anything to her right there. Like I said, talk to your husband like he has some sense, and he has no reason to interrupt you. Talk to him like he has some sense. Come on, treat each other with kindness and respect. That's the way a marriage is supposed to be going. I'm scared for her. Really? You're scared for her that she might be corrected sometimes? Come on. Really?
I thought that naming this phenomena would allow us to see it more clearly, but the denial was deafening. I reflected upon the practices of the little woman. Speak softly and carry a big balloon.
There's no such thing as mansplaining, my dear. There will never be a such thing as mansplaining. If we made a thing called woman-splaining, man, all hell would break loose, and the feminists would petition to get it out of the dictionary. So, doesn't that sound just as stupid? Mansplaining and woman-splaining sounds just as stupid. So stop using it. It's retarded. And this video was just stupid, and I lost brain cells while viewing it. My electrolytes? Do you still have your brain cells? Okay. What have you learned today? The things you've learned today is that, oh, people deny mansplaining. Like, this woman's trying to make a case for mansplaining, which there is no such thing as mansplaining at all. Like I said, if you made a thing called womansplaining, man, all hell would break loose, and it could petition to get out of the dictionary. So we learned there's no sign of intelligent life anywhere in this video, and people that work for that might have their intelligence sucked out and just replaced with stupid. That's going to be it for me, my electrolytes. I will see you in the next video, and stay awesome.